All right, everybody. Hey, we'll get rocking and rolling here. Welcome to the kickoff event for the U.S. Real Estate Investor Network. Glad to have each and everybody join us. We've got people from across the country, and I know we had. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. We had a lot of people RSVP for this, so we've got people join us throughout the hour, and just want to say thank you for everybody. Not only those that are join us live from here in the United States, but we also have people RSVP from across the country as well. So. Glad to have you all here, guys. If you're first time here, hey, guess what? It's everybody's first time here at the US REI Network. So, hey, Jack, good to see you, buddy. Jack, he's out of Dallas. If you guys could do me a favor, if you want to type in the chat roll and change it, make sure you get instead to just host and panelists to everyone, share where you're from. Where's home? Let's share because we have so many people from all across the world join in here. So glad to have you all here. Laura Miller, Richland, Washington, Gary Perot, LA out of Southern California. Hey, buddy, be safe out there. Glad to have you all here. So many people, and some people have asked me why I'm doing a RIA event now, virtual RIA, and I'll get to that in a second here. But just want to say thank you so much. You're welcome to the US REI Network, and that stands for US Real Estate Investor Network. We've had this domain for a while and figured, you know what, it was time to do something with it. Had a lot of people approach me to start a RIA club locally. I was like, I don't want to do one local. My travel schedule doesn't allow for it. So it's got to be something virtual. And we've got such a large database of investors that we've met over the last, 20 years as a real estate investor. It's hard to believe celebrating 20 years as an investor back in April. And having a podcast for the last 4, our database is growing, and with some of our vendors and speakers and stuff like that. So that, if you are joining me for the first time, I've been very active in the note investing space, and with the note space, you end up doing a lot of other things outside of that, as far as deal flow and things like that. And I'll get that later on, but we've got such a big database of people that just aren't focused on notes. They're doing a variety of things. And we've got so many amazing vendors and people. You'll meet 2 of those, vendors tonight. That was a shame that we didn't market it out to more people. So that's what we're excited about. If you join me over the last 10 years on Monday night, you know that we have the Monday Note, or it's now Monday Note Night in America. And glad to have you as part of that. But this is going to be focused on stuff besides note investing on Wednesday night here as part of the US REI Network. And we're glad to have a website is in the works of being created. Should be done by next Monday. It's one of the things we'll be getting done over the weekend. But just honored to have each and everybody here join us on their Wednesday evening. Midlothian, Texas. Dickie's out of Montgomery. Linda Martin's out of Huntington Beach. Arnie Abramson, what's up, buddy, out of Dallas? One of the texts. Arnie, we need to talk. On my plan, you're on my list to give you a phone call, buddy, to talk about that. JD Bates out of Buenos Aires in Argentina. Glad to have you here, guys. So many people. Gerald Lewis out of Chicago. Jill DeWitt. Hey, Jill, same thing. It's funny. You're on my list to talk on here at a later time as well. She's out of the Valley of the Sun, aka Phoenix area. Kay Hellman from Seattle. Hopefully it's staying dry up there for you. So great to have some big names on here. Glad to have you all here. But anyway, thank you for being here. That's the most important thing. Really excited. First out of the book, over 100 people RSVP for this. We're live streaming this to YouTube right now. We'll be sharing it across the different networks as well. But here's our focus and philosophy for having the virtual meetup, virtual real estate investment club, as you want to say it. Our focus and philosophy is pretty simple. Our main focus is focused on providing a space for investors, no matter your experience, to be able to find and promote deals, raise capital, and grow as investors. Because I think that's one of the biggest things is I think so many people have been stuck inside their house. They're not going out and networking. And when you stop marketing and start going out and growing your network, you start to shrink. You have to learn to expand your network. I haven't traveled much of the last year. Usually it's 30 to 40 flights a year. I think I flew like 3 times last year, maybe at the most, 3 or 4 in 2020. It's single digits, I think, pretty much for the time, almost 10 flights, I guess, for the year. But my biggest thing is getting out and speaking to people. That's one of the things I really enjoy doing. That's why we've got the podcast and other things. But wanted to bring people together as an opportunity to give you a chance to network and grow. And if the notes aren't for you, because that's been my bag, baby, hey, maybe it's something else. Maybe one of my good friends, 2 of them are on here tonight that are speakers and speak on a lot of great, amazing things. Maybe it's their niche. I do have the number one rule is the golden rule. Treat everybody with respect. You don't have to agree with everybody's comments. Heck, you may not like some people. That's fine. We get sent me an email. They were upset that we were doing this. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't understand why you're upset, but it is what it is. But treat everybody with respect. Rudeness, whether it's live on Zoom, on the replay comments, or in any of the Facebook Meetup or the LinkedIn groups, will not be tolerated at all. If you don't like somebody, that's fine. Keep it to yourself. As Mama always said, you ain't got something nice, don't say anything at all. Okay. So treat everyone with respect. That's the number one thing. I think we have lost a lot of that over the last 18 months, and I think we need to bring that back. Definitely treat other people with respect. It's such an important thing. Okay. Our big goal too is also to provide resources across the country. And we encourage you. And here's the thing that I did not want to be. I'm a part of some large Facebook groups and some LinkedIn groups. You see these groups get big and then they just basically fizzle out. Nobody posts, or you get spammers in there that post on stupid crap, or what's the big thing? People posting videos that have no sense with what's going on. That's not what we want. We want to provide resources for everybody, whether you are local in a small city or you're buying in multiple states or things like that. We want this to be the network that you can help leverage. May not be the number one thing for you, but we definitely want you to leverage this because there's so many amazing people across the country that are doing some amazing things out there. Elaine Cole from California, Robert Hilbert from Central Virginia. Glad to have you join us here tonight. If you're watching this on live, awesome. Glad to have you as well. If you're watching the replay, hey, type in the chat roll of where you're from too. But we've got such a broad network of people. And that's one of the things that I like so much is over the last 14 years as a note investor, I've leveraged that and built a network across the country. And while not everybody's a note investor, there are a lot of people doing a lot of great things out there. Land, tax liens, fix and flips, short-term Airbnb, all sorts of vendors that are doing stuff, residential, commercial stuff. And we want to make sure and help you guys out with that as well. And each week, this is my goal, commit to you each week, not once a month. Since it's not an in-person event, we can do it weekly for the most part. Our goal each week is to feature at least one vendor that can help you out in some sort of fashion and one subject matter expert. Now, we've got a little short thing that we did tonight. It's not going to be your normal thing, but from 6 to 8 p.m., we plan to have it pretty packed. Now, there may be days we go a little past 8, maybe to 8:30 and some things, but we really want to encourage you all to network and be here, take notes. And if you're a subject matter expert on something that you think, hey, feel free to reach out to me. We'd love to have you speak on Wednesday night as well. We've got a link to help you schedule things out and make it simple for everybody. So a little about me. If you're brand new, don't know me, been an active real estate investor for over 20 years. It's hard to believe it's been over 20 years since I started investing, bought my first property. I'm the CEO of WeCloseNotes.com. That's my main website. And for the last 14 years, I've been focused primarily on buying distressed debt. And by distressed debt, I mean buying first liens on residential commercial properties. Bought over $1 billion of distressed debt on single family homes, commercial properties, apartments, mixed use land, even bought a couple notes on some vehicles in the past, but haven't done that there. But we're still buying first liens. That's what we're still doing. Still have the portfolio loans that we work through and are excited to have you here. So, hey, RJ Santiago, join us from New York City. Awesome. Glad to have you, buddy. But that's what I've been primarily focused on. Now that's led to me to dealing with owning some rehabs, with doing some fix and flips, with wholesaling, all sorts of different exit strategies that we end up doing by being in the debt space, raising capital, marketing, due diligence, you name it. We've basically done it in a lot of cases. So here to help you. Harold McGee, hey, buddy, fellow Austinite. Good to see you, man. Hope everything's been going well for here. And it's definitely been a keep Austin weird kind of year for us. So glad to have you, Harold. But I am the host of the Note Close Show podcast, Note Camp, which is a once a year convention that we do. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Monday night, we've been doing a webinar for 11 years now called Note Night in America. So had an interesting one. We'll probably recap a little bit of that information here in an hour or so. But anyway, time provided. I was the 2014 Note Educator of the Year, which I was excited. You know, it's a big goal of mine. I was awarded that by Noteworthy USA. And then I was a runner-up finalist for Think Realty's and Real Estate Investor of the Year back in 2018. So done a lot of stuff, got a big network of people to help you here. But here's the thing, and I'm going to reach out to you, and this doesn't sound like something like out of Jerry Maguire. Help me help you. And I really do. We do need your help. And I think it's one of the most beautiful things about investment clubs is the working together, the sharing resources, the networking to help and make them say, look, if you've got somebody that thinks would be valuable to this, feel free to invite them to the thing. It's so easy for people to actually join this. We made the website right now, usreinetwork.com. If you go to that, it should forward you directly to the Zoom link. Once you're registered, you're good for the rest of the year, and then you'll be receiving emails, and you don't have to jump on and register, just show up. Feel free to share that link with people in your network that you think would find value in being a part of this or can't get out and travel. We have a session like every good real estate club should have. We have a time that's dedicated for you to share your haves and wants. And we want you to share that live. Okay. And we'll talk about that in a second here. We'll make that up. If you've got a have or a want that you need solved or fixed or sold or funded, we want you to talk about it at that point. And one of the most important things I'm going to tell you is make sure if you've got a webcam, great. If you got a microphone that you can use, hey, be prepared to come on and share your haves and wants, or we'll type them in the chat roll and go from there. Actually, if you've got a haves and wants and have something you want to share, feel free to type in the chat roll, just say haves or wants, and we'll come back and answer that for you guys and let you guys discuss yourself. Highly encourage you to network with others. One thing that we do is we have a couple different ways for you to network with people, whether it's on Meetup, our Facebook group, or LinkedIn group. I know everybody's in a little different spot. Some people like one platform for the other, so we create one for all three of you. And there'll be, if you've registered for here and you're on there live, we'll send you an email out with a link to either all three of those. If you want to join all three, great. If you just want to join the Facebook group because you're not in Meetup, that's totally fine too. We're here to share that network with you. And I believe you need to be in all three because marketing, hey, there's people in all sorts of facets and not everybody's on everything. So be in all three, network with others, share your deals, share your haves and wants. That's the whole point here. I don't want this to be where we're solely the focus ones posting. We want it to be you posting, okay? Share your deals. And when we talk about sharing your deals, each week we'll do a deal of the week, featured deal of the week, maybe one or two. We want you to own this or have this under contract, especially if you're sharing your haves and wants, okay? If you've got a deal of the week and you want us to talk about it, that's great, let us know, but you've got to own it. It's got to be something you own, an entity you own, or you have to have it under contract. None of this, oh, I've got it potentially. We don't want to get into those daisy chains of potential deals. Look, I get if you're a wholesaler, great, but make sure you have it under contract before you pitch it. If you don't have it under contract, you don't own it, and we don't want to run into daisy chains and joker brokers being a part of it. I've seen that really ravage other real estate clubs, and we don't want that, especially with this thing, okay? Always feel free. Hey, feel free if you want to share your LinkedIn URL in the Zoom chat. That's always an option. So if you want to copy your LinkedIn URL and post in the chat where people can connect with you right now, feel free, go ahead and do that, okay? Make sure, like I said before, you join the Meetup group, the Facebook group, the LinkedIn group, and I'll be glad to post those links into the chat roll here. It'll also be in the description. Yes, we'll throw this up on our YouTube channel and in the YouTube responses as well too for you. And then what we're planning on doing is the end of the year when we have at least 10 to 15 episodes of this for the last, we're going to be turning this into a podcast as well for you. Okay. Question here from somebody. Harold McGee, thank you for sharing your LinkedIn profile in there. Awesome. Jack, do that. So make sure you guys type in the HTTP so it's a clickable link for people. Laura, thank you for sharing. Okay. Thanks for putting that in the chat roll there for you. All right. Give you a bit of a guideline of how we're going to run things. It's introductions and expectations every week. About that, that's kind of the outline for today. Obviously, introductions, I'm here, and we'll introduce some new people here. 2, haves and wants. We'll have that part come in just a few minutes where you can share what you have or want, whether it's a deal in your market or a deal outside of your market, or you've got some funding that you're looking to put to work, whatever it might be, okay? Then we have a featured deal of the week. We do have one this week. Since this is the first kickoff, it's a deal that we've gotten rocking and rolling. We'll share a little bit about that and open up for questions. Then we'll talk about our vendor spotlights. We actually have 2 vendors tonight, 2 amazing companies that have helped a lot of my existing students in the note space, but are also great if you've got any type of real estate you're doing. If you're a real estate investor of any sort, these are probably 2 people you want to add to your Rolodex. Most people are like, I don't have a Rolodex. That's aging yourself, Scott. Your phone number, cell phone, email, because these 2 individuals have done an amazing job building businesses that cater to investors of all types for you. And I think you'll absolutely love them tonight. Okay. There we go. Jill, thanks for sharing your profile, everybody. I love it. People taking action and coachable. That's a good thing. We'll talk, like I said, 2 vendor spotlights tonight. They'll talk probably about 20 minutes each, 20 to 30 minutes. And then we'll always have a subject matter expert. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I talked about Monday night on my note here. If we've got time, if we don't run too far with introductions and the vendor's going to get too long, we'll talk a little about some of the different government incentives or federal programs available for you if you've got renters, or if you've got a mortgage not paying, or borrowers that aren't paying their mortgage. A couple of options for you on the homeowner affordability fund, and then also the emergency rental assistance 1 and 2 programs that are out there. Basically over almost 10 billion for one, and then 47 billion for another one that's been rolled out across the country. Any way for us to download the chat content so we get the content? Yeah, if you basically, before we're done tonight, you'll see one of the beautiful things about Zoom is you can save the chat and download the chat yourself. So Jack, if you see out where you're about to type something, you'll see 3 dots to the right next to, it looks like upload a file, a smiley face, and the 3 dots. If you hit save chat, you can save it, and then you can download or copy it all and save it all to your folder. Okay, so yeah, you can definitely do that as well. But the most important thing, you know what you can do? Go on over and join the Facebook group, join the LinkedIn group, join all those options were sent in the emails originally to register for this. Join the groups to connect with everybody the best way. Okay. Let's see here. We're connected to Laura Miller. Awesome. Glad to have you. It is a small world. Harold McGee says we are connected to Laura Miller. Awesome. Look, it should be where you type in at on the right side. Yeah. Then you can chat with anybody. So better start copy pasting. Just take the whole scroll up and add it to there. Gary says, I've owned several assets, would like to partner with other investors. How can I share these on the halves also? We'll get to those in just a second, Gary. You get just a bit ahead, okay? But anyway, we'll do a little bit of networking here in a second. And then we'll also, if we've got time at the end of the night, we'll do some extra online networking where we'll have you guys come on and share who you are, what you got going on, and things like that. So get some questions here. Dickie Baldwin shared it. All right, awesome. So let's talk about haves and wants. So Gary says he's got some haves and wants, got some properties he'd like to talk about. Gary Perot says, love Dickie Baldwin. That's good stuff. So let's do this. If you'd love to come on, introduce yourself and share a haves and wants. And we'll open this up for basic networking right now because based on the time, we're looking good. So let's do this. Gary, you're the first one that says got haves and wants. Let's see if we can't bring you on live. How's that sound? Let me do that. And I'm going to have Gary, I'm going to allow you to talk, Gary. I'm going to ask you to unmute. And then we're also going to, doesn't look like you have a video camera. So Gary, are you there, buddy?
I am.
Hey, how's it going, man? How's the weather out there in LA today?
It was cloudy and cool, and it's just cleared up and it's sunny, so it's not too hot. I'm loving that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah. Gary, tell us a little about your real estate, what you focused on, what you're doing, and stuff like that, and then what your have and want is.
Right. Well, I don't see how to create my camera to turn it on. I don't see a button there. I've got a camera, but
I don't see it pop up. It doesn't look like it's recognizing it, but that's all right. We'll just do it like this tonight.
No problem. So I'm a note investor, and I've been doing mostly performing notes. Most of my money's out at play right now. I've got 3 assets. One's a hard money loan. One is a non-performing note that BK just got collapsed, so we're moving forward on the foreclosure. That's in New Jersey. I've got feet on the street there. And then the third one is just a nice cash flow deal with mobile homes, with a guy who's been doing it for about 3 years. Very solid business model in Phoenix, which is a place I like to do mobile homes. I don't like other place. That's one of the better places in the country for mobile homes. So I just like to throw that out there and say I'm partnering with investors who probably best for people who aren't actively involved or kind of figure out how do I get rolling, because what I could do is I could bring them in on the deal, hypothecate it for them, which means they put their money in on the deal with me. I stay in the deal with them, and then I teach them, what I know and how this is working. And if they want to do more deals with me, they can. And if they want to go off and try to do it themselves, that's another option.
Awesome. So looking to help people put their lazy assets to work then, correct?
There you go. So should I just put my contact information in the chat? Is that
how this works? Yeah, exactly. Just say, Gary, get your payroll, looking to help people put their lazy asses to work, a hypothecation, and just put that in there. And then feel free to post that in the Facebook and the LinkedIn group and the Meetup group as well too for it. Okay?
Great.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Who would like to come on next? Arnie, should we bring you on, Arnie Abrahamson? If you're listening here, I'm going to ask Arnie. Looks like you asked you to unmute yourself there, Arnie.
Okay, I've unmuted.
There you go. That's a dangerous. Got to be careful about that. Arnie, I know about you. Arnie, why don't you tell everybody how awesome you are and what you have and want, or a little bit about what you're focused on.
Well, we do nothing but tax sales in Texas. And we are a service company now. We only work with investors. We don't compete with them. We show them how, we teach them how to do the tax sales, or we can do it for them, or we can teach them and we can just do the part that they don't want to do. So they've got a lot of choices.
Good. Now, are you seeing counties going back in with tax foreclosures starting up again here now?
I'm sorry, say again?
Are you starting to see counties do the tax sales again?
Yes. Oh, yes. We've got over 50 counties coming up next Tuesday. Or 54 counties, I think.
Wow. So that's, what is that? Roughly about 20% of the state then, for the most part.
There are 254 counties, and a given month we'll have between 40 and 90 counties having the sale.
Wow. That's a lot
of properties.
Yeah. What do you see the biggest stuff at? Like Harris County, Dallas County? Where are you seeing a lot of stuff at these days?
Well, that's where all the competition is in the bigger cities. And, we saw that several years ago, and I'm not going to go into who it is, but Wall Street, let's put it that way. And some others are coming in, and the prices are just going crazy. And we saw that several years ago, and we started going to the smaller communities, the secondary cities, if you will, and even the third ones in the smaller there. And then the COVID comes along, and boy, there's an exodus out of the cities, and they're going, and the land and everything is going to the smaller counties. And there's a town 7 miles east of McKinney. McKinney is like North Dallas, and 7 miles to the east of that is a little town called Princeton, Texas, that had 6,800 people in it in 2010. It's tripled since then.
People want to get the hell out of Dallas, huh?
Well, it's almost like being in Dallas there.
Yeah, true.
So,
true.
I mean, that's just an example, but it's just, it's very interesting because there's a lot of issues. We're down the road, not anytime real soon, but we're going to be looking at some incredible inflation.
Yeah, that's definitely the truth there. Well,
with all the money that's being printed, and my philosophy is this: if you're going to be in an inflationary economy, you want to be where your funds to be in necessities. And what is that? Food, clothing, shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you think about food, clothing, shelter, that's all real estate.
Yep. Exactly.
That's where the food's grown. That's where the animals are, and that's where the shelter is.
Exactly.
The only thing missing from that is the synthetic stuff, and that's all oil-based. And then we got a little of that in Texas too.
Just a little bit. Good stuff there. Well, Arnie, we look forward to having you on in a couple of weeks, hopefully, and have you talking about tax lien sales. How's that sound?
No, tax deeds. Tax
deeds. My apologies. Tax deeds.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Arnie.
much. I was so excited when I saw that you were doing this. I said, I'm there.
Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Been too long.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. Okay, let's see, next one on here. Somebody who's never short of something to say and always got something valuable to say. Catherine Bell, you want to jump on here? Introduce yourself a little bit. Tell you what you're focused. Share what you're focused on, where you're located, and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Scott. So what am I focused on? We have two divisions in our company focused on notes, and also we do commercial development as well. So anybody that is looking to send their money out there to have it come back with lots of friends, that's what we love to do. It's a lot of fun inside of what we're doing. based in Arizona. However, all the deals that we do are all the way across the country, and why our commercial deals are going like wildfire is because we're focused on the medical space. So it's we work with a lot of private equity companies and are helping them add commas to their bank accounts as well. So having a lot of fun.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, you guys are doing some amazing stuff out there.
It's fun.
Are you still building those apartments or houses around the
Oh, yes.
in the cannabis industry on the north side of
That's
there
right.
for you?
Yep. So we actually have another thank you. We're doing so many things. We have a whole residential development that we've been building out. So it's another place that our investors are happy to invest in. It's up in northern Arizona, and another condo development that we're building up there because of the housing shortage, especially up in northern Arizona. They put in a huge cannabis warehouse up there, and there's not enough workers because there's not enough housing. So we are coming in, working with the city and the planners and stuff, and putting in these condos to be able to make sure that the employees have a place to live closer to the facility, given right now they're having the closest city that has anything available is like an hour and a half away. It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
So we are helping solve that problem up in northern Arizona, and cannabis industry isn't going away. So if we can't beat them, just join them.
If you smoke them if you got them, huh?
Right.
Good stuff. We'll have to have you come on and talk a little about that, the cannabis industry, partner that aspect of stuff later on, or even your what you're doing with your commercial deals too.
Yeah, I'm super excited you're doing this, Scott. I can't thank you enough. This is awesome.
Awesome.
You're a rock star.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Elaine Cole, you want to come on and share a little bit about what you're focused on or what you're doing? I'm going to ask her to unmute here. If not, I'll move on. If you're like, oh, no, I don't want to talk, I'm scared. That's fine. Just say that in the chat roll there for you. So we'll do it one more time.
I'm gonna listen. Thanks.
Hey,
I'm gonna listen.
That's fine. Elaine, where's home for you?
Los Angeles, California.
Awesome. Awesome. And are you a new investor or you've been around for a while?
Well, I've got some real estate, but I'm new to all the language you folks are talking about. I have some residential properties and one commercial.
Awesome. What type of commercial property?
It was a 7-Eleven and now it's a Mission. It's in Coachella.
Oh, okay, nice. Very nice. Well, glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
You and Gary need to network there, both being in LA there for you.
All right. Thanks. You got me talking. I'm listening. All right, honey. Thanks.
Thank you. Yep. Bye. All right. Let's see here. Gerard Lewis, you want to come on and share a little about what you're focused on and deals there for you? Let's see, Gerard Lewis, and then we'll say Harold, you'll be next. Harold McGee be next. Try it one more time. I guess he's quiet. That's fine. So Harold McGee.
How's it going?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
So for those that don't know you, tell us where you're from and what you're focused on, what you're doing these days, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. So Harold McGee, I'm a broker associate with eXp Realty. I have built and sold a property management company. So I come from the property management space. Know quite a bit about that. And I'm also a certified infinite banking practitioner. So I work with real estate investors and entrepreneurs to set up their own private banking systems to use in conjunction with their real estate investing. So you could set up a banking system to buy your notes from, and then be able to put the returns back into your private banking system in a tax preferred, efficient way. And so it's something that I'll reach out to you maybe about speaking on a later date.
Sounds good. Are you glad to be out of the property management or still a part of it?
Yeah. I have, I sold it, but the associate now broker who bought it from me is still in our management system. So I'm tied to the company, but I'm just not actively managing anymore. And yes, I'm been there, done that.
Well, we're glad to have you, brother. Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harold. All right, let's go on down here to Mr. Jack DeWeese out of the Dallas market. Let's see, ask you, unmute there for you. Jack, are you there? There he is. What's up?
Here I am. Yeah. Oh, not a whole lot. Just trying to stay up on things and keep abreast of what's going on.
What's been your focus the last couple of years for you? You've been done some commercial stuff and residential stuff. You've kind of evolved and definitely changed as the market's changed some, huh?
Yeah. Basically, right now, like you say, I used to be a commercial broker back in the dark ages before DFW Airport was built, and I'm into it now. Done some single family rehabs, wholesales, and really now I'm just into private money brokering. So I want to work with the investors, have funds available for them to come in, buy and fix the property, and then we do have funds available for someone wants to hold it for 5 years. We give you a 5-year balloon with a 30-year AM, or we also have now 30-year AM loans available. Also get into commercial, hit multifamily 5 and up. So it's a different program, but just looking for people that need money. I've got a bunch of it, and it's all private, so none of the banks and all that sort of stuff. So like I say, I've got my information in the chat there. So if you need something, give me a holler.
Sounds good, buddy. Steph says hello, by the way. I think last time we saw you was at the expo event for the place in Dallas. Oh, in damn it all. I can't think of what it was where we saw you at. The wine place outside of Dallas, Fort Worth, man. You know what I'm talking about? I guess he's gone away. All right. Moving on here. Good to see you as always, Jack. Miss Jill. Let's bring on Jill DeWitt. Jill, how are you doing? Are you there out of Phoenix now?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Yes, we made the long trek from Los Angeles to Phoenix, and so I go back and forth now. So it's great. Really happy to be here.
Well, I don't feel sorry for you with your waterfront views there from LA.
Yeah, didn't suck. That's true. I love it.
Well, Jill, those that don't know who you are and what you focus on, let's share your wonderfulness with everybody here.
Thank you so much. I am co-founder of Land Academy and House Academy. We're closing in on 16,000 transactions, and those are just ours, not anything that we partner with. So we've been around the block a little bit and happy to share with everyone all our experience. We've got a 6+ year podcast now. I hear you talking about your timing too. It's amazing. We're doing all this great stuff. And I love your haves and your wants. Well, I have money burning a hole in my pocket, and it's my money, and I'm happy to fund deals. And we're actually putting something together right now. I'll put it in the chat here. It's landfunding.com. And the deal, it should speak for itself. So I have money, and I want people with great deals who need money.
I love it. Now, question for you, besides the money side, on the land side, are you seeing an increase now with banks? I mean, you do a lot of marketing out to direct buyers or direct holders and stuff, but are you seeing an increase staying the same, or what's going on with the market with what you guys are doing?
Huge increase. I mean, when COVID hit, we thought, well, that's it, we're done. We were panicking, going, what are we going to do? And who knew, everybody's leaving and people want land. They can now leave the rat race and be a little bit out there and build their dream property. And not only are we running out of inventory left and right, but we're seeing more banks and interesting places fund, like for construction and things like that. Some of my buyers, I'm buying it directly from the seller. I'll turn around and sell it to somebody else. And if they need to get financing, even big banks like Wells Fargo are now loaning on rural vacant land. We've never seen that before. It used to be impossible. And now it's a thing.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, we'll have to have you on here at some point sharing your expertise. All right, Jill?
Thank you very much.
All right. Good stuff. Glad to have you here. All right.
Scott.
All right, let's move on. I love this. We got a group, John Filippi. You want to unmute yourself? I'm going to hit you allowed to talk. You want to come on and share who you are and what you're focused on? John.
There I am.
There we go. Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. Yourself?
Can't complain. Why don't you share with everybody where you're from and what you're focused on, John?
Okay, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and been here since the mid 80s. And in beginning time in Arizona, we flipped, 30, 40 homes back in the good days. We migrated to the Midwest, where we're mostly into affordable housing. So we're up in the northwest part of Indiana, and we purchased a lot of homes, all 3-bedroom, 1-bath, basement homes. They're all about the same. We buy them all for like $20,000. Then we usually got to put $20,000 of rehab into them, and then from there we do lease options. And lease options where we collect around $3,900 for option fee. It goes toward the purchase price when they buy the home or they exercise their option. And then the rent rate in these areas are right around $1,000 a month. So we borrow 100% of the money from a investor. So we might borrow $40,000 from an investor, which pays for the purchase price of the home and the rehab cost, insurance, and a few other incidentals. So we pay the investor like call it $350 a month. And then plus our taxes, insurance. So our total expenses out of pocket is about $500 a month. And so that creates a $500 a month cash flow for us. So every time I buy a house and do a lease option deal, give myself a $500 a month raise. Then we also mix it up a little bit, where some of these houses we do seller financing, where we go ahead and create notes ourselves. We use a mortgage loan originator and go through all the Dodd-Frank compliance deals and create the notes and look at the debt ratios. I'm a little tougher on the debt ratio. I'm more like about 38%, 35 to 38% versus banks like 45%. But I just got to be a little tougher in the area, because I want to make sure that they can afford it and we don't have any problems. So we do a lot of vetting, a lot of underwriting ourselves in that deal. Then we season the notes, and then a lot of times we sell partial notes out, and we'll keep the back half for later. So we usually cash out, if I'm all in for 40 grand, usually those houses have been selling between 70, 80 grand on a note. And so I'll collect $40,000 from another investor or $30,000 from another investor for a partial note, which pretty much cashes me out because I've already got a downstroke or down payment when I set up a note. So right now we're trying to do between 2 and 5 houses a month in that area, and that's about it.
Awesome. Good stuff. Make sure to share your information in the chat roll or in one of the Facebook or LinkedIn groups or the Meetup group as well too, so for people to do it. And we'll have to have you on later on, talk about what you're doing as well too, because I enjoyed the conversation we had about 2 weeks ago talking about it. So
yeah,
good stuff. Thanks for sharing, John.
All right, thanks.
Great. All right, let's go on here. We got Mr. Buddy Juan Restrepo, sorry. I'm going to pronounce it. I like it on mute. Unless is it Sharon or is it Juan who's on here tonight?
It's both of us.
There you go.
But you like my picture? We couldn't get Sharon logged in for some reason, so we were late. It's like trying to figure this thing out. We finally said, just put me in there, and I guess your site liked me better.
Well, don't take away what Sharon's and talk about next week a little bit, but talk about what you guys are doing and kind of what your focus is, guys.
Well, it sounds like we're kind of the weird ones here on the East Coast of the country. Just moved out of South Florida after almost 50 years. We were investing heavily down there for many years, wholesaling, flipping, property management. Right now we're in the midst of selling off our property management business. And up here in North Carolina, we are looking to do deals. So kind of moved up here. We're in a temporary house now that the deal fell apart. And so he said, oh, let's just move into it until we get the business rolling up here, and then we'll move to our next place. So that's kind of what we're doing. So we're looking for deals here in North Carolina, just northeast of the Charlotte area. And so yeah, we've already flipped a few properties here for a year now. So
Yeah, you guys did a lot of research on the market, and I know that you said, I think Sharon was flying out there back and forth to speak and looking at assets. You guys built kind of a nice runway in making your move out there, which is awesome.
Yeah. So we had previewed the market. We had feet on the ground here that had been saying, "Hey, you need to come out here. You need to come out here." And so we started testing the waters and flipped a few deals and saw the market was not too bad. So I was like, all right, let's come on up here. So here we are, still looking for deals.
There you go. So northeast of Charlotte, was that like Concord area, that neck of the woods a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, been through that neck of the woods quite a bit. Owns notes up there. Hickory, Taylorsville, North Carolina. Know that area quite well. So kudos, man. Well, we look forward and won't take any thunder what Sharon's going to share next week. Your lovely spouse will be our featured speaker on wholesaling, mastering the art of wholesaling next week. So we're looking forward to having her on there. But thanks for jumping on here, Juan, and introducing yourself and everything.
Sure. Yeah. No, we want to support this. This is a great idea. I know we used to run a RIA down in South Florida for 14 and a half years. So that was, we know what goes on behind the scenes to put them together.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for support, man. We'll talk to you later.
Sure.
All right, let's see who's after Juan. We got Joseph. Joseph, is it? I think it's Joseph Fabitz out of Chicago. Joseph, you want to jump on and share what you're doing? Hit the lot of talk button. Let's see if you all come on here. Ask you to unmute yourself. No, I guess not. And then we'll go to Kay Hellman. Let me allow you to unmute yourself there, Kay. Oh, people are like, no, I don't want to talk. One more time there. Nasty mute. Let's try it. Okay, then we'll move on then to Laura Miller out of Washington State. No, Laura will be glad to jump on here, unless she's like, "Oh my God, no, I'm busy."
I was not, but I was multitasking.
Awesome. Well, hey, Laura, share with everybody what you're focused on, what you're doing, where you live, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, awesome. So, my name is Laura Miller. I live in Richland, Washington. So for those of you who don't know that, it's about 150 miles south of Spokane, 200 miles southeast of Seattle, on the dry side of the state. So you heard Catherine earlier. Catherine and I work together. I've been a longtime real estate investor, done buy and holds, fix and flips, some commercials, some residential, some development, the world of all of that. And one of our niches, we are looking for non-performing notes. And we all know, those of us in that niche know those are few and far between right now, but we know the tsunami's coming. So we're getting ourselves prepared for and ready for that when that comes. But just really been a great time to network and get a new niche, after having tried and succeeded in several other niches of real estate. We really love being the bank, and our mission and our vision is to we are the sentinels of the American dream, and we leave every person, property, and community better than we found them. And we really are out there to, we've been on the other side of, we've been on that side of things aren't going well, and times are hard. And so we're really looking to be able to work with borrowers and owners, homeowners, and really get them back on their feet and performing and feeling appropriate to being a part of the American dream. So that's where we're at. And
don't you have your son also is a freshman in college, also a real estate investor too?
He is my soon to be days away from his 21st birthday. He'll be 21 on Saturday, and he already has an investment property, and he just bought a college house. So he's got himself and 4 buddies moving in to start their 3rd year of college in Spokane, off campus now, beyond excited. But yeah, he's my joy, my pride and joy, and just so fun to see him continue that legacy. So thanks for mentioning that.
Hey, no problem. Make sure you tell them I said hello as well. So cool. Thanks, Laura. All right, let's roll on down here. After Laura, we have Linda Martin there. There we go. Linda, I don't know if you can hear. It's asked me to unmute you there out of Huntington Beach, California. If you don't want to say, that's fine. If not, then we'll do it. RJ Santiago, let's just jump on there if you want to. RJ, one more asked to mute. No. All right, then we'll bring on Robert Linden there for you. Hit you allowed to talk there. Robert, if you want to come on and share what you're focused on. All right, and guess not. We'll move it on to Roberta Hilber. One more time, asked to mute. All right, we'll go. We got just two more people before we dive in. So we'll hit Scott Bernstein. We'll hit allow to talk there for you, let you come on, share a little bit about what you're focused on. Ask you to unmute. If not, then we'll, oh, Stephen doesn't have, Stephen, do you have a, ask to mute? All right, well, hey, we've gone through everybody there, done a little bit of round robin. If you didn't want to talk, you stepped away, stuff like that, feel free to shoot me a message. We've got some time at the end, I believe, where we can have you guys share. But once again, guys, such a great group of people and always excited. I mean, I'd been happy if there was one person here, but we've got about 33 through those that have been on here, and then those that are online as well too, watching at the right time. So glad to have you guys here first time around. That's a success to me. Want to grow this, feel free to like a share, show up, haves and wants, share what you're focused on. Linda just got out of the dentist. I gotcha. Good stuff there. Make sure to, like I said, everybody share there. Get better. A little Novocaine there for you, Linda, so you feel better after the dentist. So I understand that. But anyway, let's move on here, guys. Once again, if you've got a deal you're flipping or you're looking for funding to provide, feel free next time. Feel free to email me out the information. Be glad to talk about that and share it across there. Like I said before, if you're flipping a property, have a deal you can get rid of, please own it or have it under contract for the most part. I get you're getting ready to close on it or you're trying to wholesale deal, like get it put under contract. It's one of the most important things you can do on that part. If you're looking for a deal, if you're looking for a specific vendor or funding, feel free to type that in the chat roll as well, or to share it in the groups. That's what we want you to focus on. I probably should have gone through this a little bit more so, but that's okay. Be specific, share your deal specifics ahead of time. You can do that by emailing me at scott@weclosenotes.com, and we'll be glad to share, have a highlight slides on haves and wants what you're focused on, okay? But drop me an email, scott@weclosenotes.com. We'll be glad to cover that. Feel free to post it in the groups too, across LinkedIn, across Facebook, across Meetup. That's one thing. We're all in the media space these days, guys. So the bigger impact, the bigger web that you have, the more options you'll have for better deals and better funding, things like that. But most importantly, treat others with golden. I know you all there that are on there tonight. I think I know all of you. So thank you for being here and being respectful of everybody's time. Feature deal of the week. If you've got a deal you're closed on, or you're flipping, or you're selling, or you're looking for funding on, if you've taken down or stuff like that, hey, email me. We'd love to have it featured deal of the week, and we can do more than one deal of the week. So we are going to keep it to one deal per person. So if you got 10 deals, pick one deal out and send it over to me, okay? John says he's looking to refi out of 10 homes we own with no debt and fully rented with a cash flow. Great, John. Shoot me the information. We can talk about it next week as well on the featured deal of the week. But what I've got here is a deal that we've done. So I threw this in there so you guys have a bit of an idea. This is actually a note in Ohio that we just got a reinstatement on after obviously not being a non-paying bar for a while. We actually bought this note. It's a contract for everybody. We bought this back 2 years ago. The current market value of the property is roughly around 80 to 90,000. It is occupied. Borrower was paying on time for a little bit and then fell off the bus, obviously with COVID. We bought this though for 11 grand back in late 2019. It was part of a bulk purchase. Paid 11 grand for it. Borrower owed over 30 grand on it. Their 30-year note, 9.9% interest. Their P&I payments, $392 and some change, so roughly around to $393 a month. Got to give a big shout out to Hazel, who works for me. Previously worked for Madison Management. Asset manager reached out, stayed on the bar, got the bar to come to the table. and get back on track. We're doing a trial payment plan with them for $600 a month, almost double what their mortgage payment is, which is always a nice chunk of change. Plus, they also brought some skin in the game. They brought 4 months of that to the table for us to approve the trial payment plan. Otherwise, we were going to start the eviction process because the equity there, obviously. And in Ohio, you basically, if it's a contract for deed, it takes about 6 to 9 months to evict and foreclose on a contract for deeds. And we would have taken the property back at that point. But they want to stay in the property. They're back to work, so we're glad to work with them. So we're pretty excited about that deal. If the bar doesn't complete, we'll foreclose or evict on that aspect of there. So this is the deal that we just got. We're pretty excited about it. And I like those areas, like John mentioned, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan. Those are 4 states I really do enjoy. I love the Carolinas as well, where Juan and Sharon mentioned they're from. So I buy in about 30 different states when I'm buying distressed debt. And we've got some different deals we'll be posting as well over the next few weeks for you guys, if you guys are interested or have got some money to fund. We've got some stuff that we're working on too, we'll be sharing. So, but once again, if you have a deal, you've got something you're looking for, like John said, I got 10 deals looking for refinance our funds and putting people in, or you got a fix and flip, or you're looking for funding or a wholesale deal that you have in a contract, feel free to email me and we'll be glad to feature it here as your featured deal of the week. All right. So don't forget, email Scott at We Close Notes. Send me an email, send me photos, send me the specifics, the story behind the story. We'll put the slide together for you and bring you on to tell the story so you can pitch it. You don't have to worry about designing it or anything like that. Just send me the details, the address, what's going on, a paragraph or two, and we'll bring you on to talk about and share your deal. And it's no cost to you at this point. At some point, we may charge for that, but for the most part right now, we're just going to let that roll out to you. And if you like to have your video in front of, think of this, our database of thousands of people, might be something for you to think about doing if you've got something ahead of time. So, or schedule a call with me at talkwithscottcarson.com and we can talk through the deal and see if it's a fit for the REIA Club, or if I've got somebody who can fund it or buy the deal. Glad to talk with you as well about that deal. But anyway, moving on, let's get into any questions, comments, concerns before we dive into our vendor spotlight session. And we have 2 amazing individuals on here are going to share some great stuff tonight for you. Any questions, comments, concerns before we roll into our vendor spotlight? And you're going to want to take some notes, everybody. Everybody, do not jump off the call. The next 30 to 60 minutes will be very, very valuable because we all are looking for vendors. We're all looking for resources. And these 2 individuals can help you out tremendously over the next year with your business in a multitude of fashions for you. So I'm going to bring him on. Our first one is JD Bates from 5 Sigma, and he's also the owner of Note Pros. Let me bring him on here and do one thing here. Stop the recording. Yes. And we're going to record it again. All right. So let me bring on JD Bates. There you are. Ask you to unmute you. I'm going to ask you to start your video. JD Bates. There he is. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you, Scott? Thank you for having me.
Hey, glad to have you, man. As always, just you do such an amazing job. Not only, I've known you for years and we've used your products for a while and been a big advocate for you with our students. But I think, so many investors out there don't know what's available and they struggle with a couple of things. So I'm going to shut up and let you take it away for the next 20 to 30 minutes. All right, brother?
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And do you have slides, or do you want to share a website or anything like that, or what?
I got yeah. Can I share my screen?
Go right ahead now. You should be good to go.
All right, great. All right, guys. So first of all, thank you again so much for having me here. It's an incredible pleasure to be presented to you guys. Again, a little bit about myself. I'm JD Bates. I'm from beautiful Costa Rica. I'm currently living in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I'm all the way down south from you guys. So and all the way down to the point of the south of the continent. And I've been managing some U.S. companies, Costa Rica companies, Panama companies since very early age. But my passion is really just creating stuff that helps people, right? So that's kind of like how we started, right? My main company is called 5 Sigma. So we are a digital transformation company. We basically try to come in and try to implement digital tools, being from, I don't know, a simple website to a social media, campaign or marketing to software apps and stuff like that, right? And we have clients from all around the world, right? We have served clients from the US and Europe, Central America, South America, you name it. But our main niche is definitely the US. So culturally speaking, I was raised by, so I'm full-blooded Costa Rican, but I was raised by an American dad, right? So from Raleigh, North Carolina. So you can get more American than that, right? So culturally speaking, I'm very sympathetic and I get along very well with the U.S. market and clients and the way that the business should be done, right? And we have people also working from all around the world. We're total global company. I have our team is from Costa Rica, Panama, Venezuela, the Philippines, India. So we're definitely a 21st century company that serves people from all around the world, right? In the digital marketing technology, information technology space, right? And what we do is we create or we do business to business services, but we really like creating business to customer products. So that's how NotePros was born, right? So when I first started the company, I didn't really know what I was doing. I had a good job, but I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to, have my own gig, run my own show. And I just started freelancing. And then one of my first customers was a note investor, right? So that's how I basically got into notes, just from the very start. So, and we created a piece of software that is called notepros.com. And we identified a problem, right? We identified a problem that was the time that it took and some of the costs that it took to do our due diligence, and some asset management issues that were, people were, still, trying to manage their stuff on Excel. And we saw an opportunity to create a solution of creating an effective piece of software that would solve these issues, and obviously some services around those issues as well, right? And our business model is exactly that, right? Our business model is to, create, some speed on providing some speed on this operations that you guys have, creating some, tools that will give you some more business intelligence to make better decisions, more agile. And we have helped, dozens of real estate and note investors throughout the years with our services and our tools. So again, our approach is to be able to give you guys some speed on the due diligence part, give you some accurate reports with, when you try to do what I called a second stage due diligence, when you really want to go deep into the property. Again, be able to, get some better management of your portfolio. And ultimately, what we want to do with any of our ventures or any of our projects is to create a digital nervous system for your business. So that's the end goal for us, right? So I'm going to start first showing you guys our first module that I called the speed, right? The speed is more important than what most people think, and that's our due diligence module on NotePros, right? So if you guys want, if you haven't, get in there yet, if you haven't heard it before with Scott before, some of his NoteCap in America and everything else, right? Or brand for real estate is NotePros. So you guys can go in there into our website, notepros with a C.com. There you guys can see all the features that we have. Even you guys can see a demo of the platform, right? So, but again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys real quick. I already logged in here, so it's just the same time. So we have 3 modules inside the platform. So the property data scraper that we call, there's some property reports and the asset manager, right? So I'm going to go first here on the property reports. Oh, let me log in here, guys. And again, I'm very sorry if I'm going too fast, but again, the usual time that it takes me to show this is around 2 hours, and I have like 20 minutes. So I'm trying to go through this as fast as possible, but I'm going to share you guys a link where you guys can book a meeting with me one-on-one, and I can give you a demo about this, and I can give you, or you can tell me a little bit about yourself, what you're trying to achieve with your company. We all know how important technology and digital tools are to grow your business nowadays. Is something that is definitely that everybody knows that we need to implement. And that's basically what we're here to do, right? So if you guys are thinking about, anything that rings a bell with you that I talk during this presentation, just book a meeting with me. We'll do a one-on-one and we can take hours, right? Whatever time that is needed to show you guys what we need to do here. So let me show you guys how the scraper works. So I'm just going to paste some 4 properties here. You can paste up to 25 in here, up to 30. It will take a little bit longer. The more properties you put in there, the longer it takes. So we're going to put 4 in here, the address, city, and the state. We're going to put in there. It's going to take a little bit of time here. Usually within a minute, within 2 minutes, it takes to, well, here we go, since we just put 4 addresses in here. So our tool, what does is going to give you a bunch of general data about a property, right? In a very understandable, comprehensive table, right? So here, as you can see, we are going to provide you with, some property data. So bedrooms, bathrooms, furnished square feet, the low and high value, when it was last sold, the last sold price, tax assessment, the tax assessment year, what type of house it is, the year it was built, the average rental value, some link to Google Maps, which is also very useful to see where what area is this property located. You can even try to do some street view. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys do that. We have a connection to Realtor.com. In case you guys need to find some quick realtors to do a drive-by or something like that, right? We just added that in there. Just thought it would be useful for you. And then we also show some county data here. So we show, what county is this property located on? What is the population? What is the poverty statistics? The occupancy status, the housing, vacancy status, total for rent plus total rented. A tenure in here. So the idea of this is to allow you guys to kind of filter out, which properties do fit your investment criteria, right? So some people, wouldn't touch anything that is, on a high poverty or low population area, right? Because those are hard to move. Or properties that are built, before 1950 or 1940 or something, right? Or the rental value, if you're looking into that, right? So this is for you to guys allow you to kind of filter out which ones are worth for you to look into more and which ones do not, right? And then that's where our second stage due diligence comes in with our reports, right? So as you guys can see here, we created a little bit a button that is going to allow you to go and create some specific property reports, right? So we have some reports here that are property detail reports. Again, I'm going to go through this real quick. Property detail reports are, owner information, location information, that's transfer and conveyance, that's market sale, site information, tax information. We have also the total view reports, which are like the most complete, right? These ones are, we're just going to show you, the value range, a little bit more specific data on the value, the description, the last market sale, the current listing status, foreclosure status, open liens and for retired liens. And then we also have, transaction history reports, open lien reports, transaction chain and lien reports, which are also very on demand. But these reports are instantaneous. So, a lot of times you go out and try to get some reports with some other companies, and they might take a couple of days, right, for you to get that information back. Here, again, our focus and our goal is to provide you with the most information as quick as possible so you guys can, move faster, right? Guys, if you guys are into notes, that is the whoever actually puts in the bids first. Those are the ones that actually, get the deal some of the times, right?
I want to throw something in there, JD, is that
sure.
What's so great about your tool is just not for notes, though. It says Note Pros, and it was originally designed for just note investors, but
exactly.
We've used your scraper, the report stuff for all types of real estate transactions when we see portfolios or lists come in. So that's one of the big things I want to throw out there. This literally cuts down on hours of due diligence versus having to copy paste over from different websites. So I'll shut up and move on from there. But just a great job. There's just not for notes, everybody.
Exactly. And that's actually one of my goals is like, yeah, we started into notes, but as you say, this we know how much value this has for just general real estate investing. So that's actually my goal. This incoming for the next year actually is to be able to launch into a larger market for real estate investing. So hopefully you guys can help me with that, right? So again, we have a bunch of reports here, the tool with the scraping, and that's why we call the due diligence, where the speed is very important, right? So let me go back to my. So speed, but let's go to the next level here. Next level is going to be the digital nervous system. So this is one of the books that I read first that got me into, okay, this is how important is adapting technology into your business. There was a book by Bill Gates called Business at the Speed of Thought. And it was wrote back in 1999. And he basically nailed everything that was coming about implementation of technology and digitalization, and what he calls a digital nervous system for companies, right? So we try to implement that with our company. It's kind of like our motto, try to create a digital nervous system for enterprises. So we first, when we first got out, and Scott knows this, we only started with the scraper. So that was it, right? That was all of our software was just this little tool here, and then it grew into the reports, and then it grew into the asset manager. And the asset manager is a tool that is, once you have, you went through all the process of getting that deal, that asset into your portfolio, this is going to be able to allow you to be able to manage your portfolio like, Fortune 500 companies manage their portfolio, right? So you're going to put in all the information about your assets into the asset manager, investor information, JV information, and that is going to generate a bunch of reports for you guys here. So investor reports, JV reports, asset reports, cash flow reports. And then again, I could take another hour just going through the asset manager. So again, just please, book a meeting with me so we can go deeper into detail how you guys can use the asset manager. And I would love to give you guys a demo. Again, this is going to allow you guys to, if you have a portfolio manager, to give them access to the platform, right? When you create investors, you're going to set them up with an email, and then you're also going to set them up with a password, and that is going to allow them to log into the platform and see all the information that they have with you, all the deal information, all the money, all the JVs that they have only with you. It's not going, they're not going to be seeing the global like we're seeing here, right? Actually, let me try to show you here. Reports, investor reports. So this is kind of like the view that the investor will see when they log into their account. They're going to be able to see how much money they have put in there, the total investment, the profit, the ROI, the total ROI, the annualized ROI, if they have any closing investments, any investor documents. Like I said, or the financial functionalities is you're going to be able to manage your investor cash accounts, income, assets, income and expenses, the general ledgers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So again, our platform grew from just being a little, scraper to, this little monster that we created. And we understand it's kind of like difficult to, implement these new tools into your business, right? Once you already have your little system set up. But part of the service that we provide is that we help you integrate this to your current deals, right? So for example, if you have a bunch of assets already, so you go to manage assets, you can bulk upload them. We can help you try to fill that CSV sheet that you're going to need to upload the information to the platform. So we're totally accustomed to be able to cater to our clients, being able to use our platform. So again, just book a meeting with me, and then I will show you a little bit more in detail how to do this. So that's basically our the speed and digital nervous system. And the sweet spot that we try to put in get in here is the cost and the time. Again, some other competitors, right? Some people might get some similar information or the same information, but it might take, again, a couple of days, where our information is within minutes. And some of those are very expensive and you cannot afford those. So again, our pricing point is very low, and then we try to put in these tools available to everybody. So our pricing points are very, very low as well. So, and that comes to the third part of our company and services to you guys. So, which is whoever is closest to the customer wins. So we understand there are tools that you have to implement to operate better into your company, but we also understand that there are some other outside operations that you need to implement, right? So for example, that's why we created here our aggressive bundle. So actually, when we started to cater to note investors and real estate investors, we started with just digital services, like creating a website, doing the social media postings, make sure that their site was found in Google, and we're still doing all that stuff, right? So we created the aggressive bundle, which includes the access to the platform, but also includes all the other stuff that we were doing in the past, right? We create awesome websites. It's probably one of our bread and butter. The websites are top of the line. We create websites with WordPress and other platform that is called Webflow, which is something new that is coming out, and we manage all those new technologies within graphic design and website development. Obviously, the basics of social media presence like Facebook, LinkedIn. We're able to create this company profiles, make sure that we are putting out weekly posts in there so you have a weekly online presence in there. If you're going to do some campaigns on the social media like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, we help you set up and manage the campaigns, right? And everything in between. So everything in between, setting up your social media and your websites and your digital tools. We basically have developed services to cover all this digital transformation basics that you need to implement into your company. And I believe that's it. Did I cover everything? So let me just finish up in here. All right, so let's talk about money, right? Which is very important. So our NotePros basic account is $27. So that would cover the due diligence module, which is the scraper. The reports do have an added cost, and actually the reports are on a beta version. So we're trying to get a couple more people in there to test it out. So if you guys want to get in there and test it out with us, please come in, so we can fully launch the reports. NotePros Premium includes both, right? The asset manager and the diligence module. And the bundles, we have the bundles. Well, the asset manager, we have a freemium version, which is you can get in there, have up to 5 assets for free, so you can get in there and use it right now. And the bundles, which are basically the digital transformation packages, which you're going to be able to get access to the platform, to all of our software, plus all the services that we provide around, which is social media, websites, and connecting to all of these platforms. So you can create a nice little digital system for your company, right? And the end goal here is to improve investor experience and communication, expedite due diligence, improve on your online presence, cost efficiency, of course. Digitalization of technology always helps with cost and time, and be able to help you guys grow. So again, you guys please go to notepros.com, and then if you want to sign up right away before the demo, you can guys use this code, which is I misplaced the C in the end. but you guys can use this code in here. So you get a 20% off.
WCN 20%.
Dyslexia, right? And let me send you guys my scheduling link. So you guys, again, like I told you, just please book a meeting with me. It'll be more than a pleasure to chat with you and get to know you. Even if you think I'm just a nice guy and be nice to make an acquaintance, it'll be my pleasure. So yeah, that's basically all that I have. How much that was within the time, right?
You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, I want to open up for questions for folks there.
Sure, go ahead.
Let me do this because you just shared the link with panelists, so we want to make sure and share with everybody here.
Oh,
there we go. That's typed in the chat right now for everybody. Here's one of the things, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a great due diligence tool in helping you speed up, especially if you're looking at lists of assets, lists of notes. It helps you that copy, the pasting, all of it. It's downloadable. You can do up to 100 at a time, but it works best at 25 assets at a time. How do I know? Because I've done it. Been a big advocate of this here for you. The asset management tool is great. The reports are awesome, but many of you out there need help with marketing, and I've never found somebody to builds websites, maintains them, and helps you with your social media at such a affordable price at basically $2.99 a month there for you. So really, it's a beautiful thing. And so till next week, Elaine sounds good. So I have to log off there for you. It's fine. But guys, if you're needing help, if you're not marketing, you're not using a CRM tool, you're not posting directly, this is a great way to help you kind of incorporate everything in together, be able to pull your due diligence, be able to have a place where your investors can log in and see what's going on with their deals. It's really a all-in-one package deal for you at a very affordable price out there for you. So
we really become your marketing and IT department, right? For $2.99 a month. That's basically what we do. And then I'm always a phone call away, and then you will get an account manager that will handle your account. So we're not cookie cutter service. We're totally custom and totally personalized to your needs. So we're really proud of that.
Awesome. Well, guys, take advantage, schedule the phone call or go to notepros.com using discount code WCN 20% and you'll get 20% off lifetime for that. That's how that works, JD, or?
That's how it works, a lifetime, like forever. So even on the reports, and I'm actually, once I launch the reports, I'm going to lower the prices. So these reports are going to be really, really affordable, on demand, and instantaneous.
Awesome. Well, great stuff as always, buddy. Thanks for coming on here on the US REI network and sharing some stuff. And one of the things that we'll do as well, guys, is I've recorded your session separately. And so we'll have that playing also on the message board for everybody as well to be able to take a look at it individually.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Have a good one.
You too. All right, everybody. Well, let's bring on our next rock star vendor here out there to provide some things. So we're going to do this. JD, I'm going to put you into change role to attendee for JD, and we're going to bring Dickie on. Ask you to unmute yourself. Dickie, there we go. And ask you to start your video as well, Mr. Dickie Baldwin. There he is. All right, everybody. Well, I am excited to have a buddy of mine I've known for about a decade. And this guy, don't let it look at that by the hair. There might be snow on the peak, but there's a fire in the furnace for really doing a lot of great stuff out there. This guy has done an amazing job of taking his 40 plus years of real estate experience and combining it into one spot for everybody out there, whether you're new or seasoned real estate investor. This is one name or 20 minutes that you don't want to miss out on, because it'll stop you from having to go out and hunt and peck, find vendors, find servicers, find everything. You can find all in one stop, one bag for all your needs. So what's going on, Mr. Dickie Baldwin? How's it going tonight?
Good evening, everybody. It's the interesting group.
Blessed to have an interesting group is what I always look at. People all across the country doing amazing things. So,
I'll tell you what, Scott, you and I would be nowhere without networking.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Exactly. And you've done such an amazing job. Dickie, why don't you share a little bit about your background and how you kind of decided to create BAG, and we'll go from there, huh?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Pleasure to be here with you. Dickie Baldwin. I'm located in Montgomery, Conroe, Texas, which is just north of Houston. Been in the industry about 40 years. Retired in 2018, but in those 40 years, I've been a realtor. I've been a loan originator. I did wholesale lending, correspondent lending, warehouse lending, set up multiple net branch mortgage operations for people around the country. Been in the title industry, been an investor. And as I said, after 40 years, I retired because I had turned 70. And in fact,
You don't look a day over 40, bud.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, by the way.
I could have come back with something.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. And in fact, it was about this time in 2018 when I was with Scott in Dallas at one of his masterminds. And I actually kicked a bag off and presented the idea to the large group that we had. I can't remember what hotel we were at in Dallas, but the whole concept of bag started right there. And since that time, I went live with the website in 2019. And I think Scott's got bingo. There's the website right there. And it goes by Baldwin Advisory Group, and slogan, one bag for all your real estate services. And so what was the realization or the concept, you might say, of a bag? Through my years in the industry, I realized in the beginning that investors, especially new investors, just didn't know where to go to get something done. And fortunately, I've met a couple of people over the last 40 years and built a Rolodex, Scott. Drum roll for Rolodex.
Amen to that, buddy. Amen to that.
And I just realized that the new investor just, as I said, didn't know where to go. If they need to do a BPO or a broker price opinion, or if they need a title search, or if they need a realtor, or if they need an attorney, or if they are in the note industry and they need collateral review, and they need help with assignments and recordings, or title curative, or they want to open up a LLC, or if they need a servicer, the list goes on. And so what I did, I went to the vendors that I have known and worked with throughout the years, gave them my idea. And let's take, for instance, a BPO. Now, I'm sure most of the people in the group, Scott, know what a broker price opinion is. It's where a realtor will go out and take pictures of the property, determine a value by utilizing the MLS and comps and listings. Well, a typical investor may do 5 to 10 BPOs and title searches a year. Well, I went to the vendors to be the client, and by going through BAG, and I call it strength in numbers, where you may do, as I said, 5 to 10 a year, BAG literally does hundreds every month. What advantage is that to you? Well, for the newer investor, most vendors don't want to deal with the one-off individual. They want the places that are doing a couple of hundred deals a month. And I understand that. It's the nature of the business. So why not? Let's all take advantage of it. So the more volume that I'm able to do with my BPO and title search vendors, the better. I am on one of those that need 5 to 10 BPOs a day. Come on. So as the company grew, it was not only the brand new investors that were utilizing all of the different services. And in a minute, I'll ask Scott to go down through the website, but it just grew and grew and grew to where now I'm also working with hedge funds and banks that are sending me 50, 60 to 100 deals at a time to do their broker price opinions and or their title searches. Comment, Scott?
Nope, all good. Jill just says, Jill DeWitt, she's like, I'm one of those people that needs 5 to 10 a day.
Okay. So going through the website, it's very easily laid out. If you need a BPO or a title search, you can either go to the order form that is on the website, and there's a full explanation of what a BPO is. You can complete this form with your company information, the property information. If you want a BPO, do you want an exterior BPO? Do you want an interior? Or do you want a full appraisal? And earlier tonight, a lot of your guests were talking commercial. I can do not only residential in all these areas, but I can also do commercial. And I'm really starting to do an awful lot of commercial full appraisals right now. And then there's also a thing called a property inspection report. And I really wanted to let everybody know about a property inspection report. It's a little bit different than a BPO because what we do is go out and take pictures of the subject and answer a few questions, such as, is the house comparable to the neighborhood? Is there any existing or visible exterior damage? Does it appear to be vacant or occupied? Well, I was with my vendor today, and many of you may have properties in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, where Ida went through. I can now do a disaster inspection report where they will go out and take live pictures of your property. If you're in California and you have this property in Alabama, we can take a picture of it, answer all these questions about the disaster level, and get back to you in some instances within a day. Both locally as well as rural, because the vendor has just really expanded their base of agents around the country that can take these photos and answer these questions for you. So I really want the network to really think about, if you do have any properties within that corridor where the storm went and you want to see live pictures of it, then please let me know and we can take care of that. Title searches, once again, there's an order form. Simply clicking to where we take the information, the property, you let me know if you want a current owner search or a full search or a 30-year search. If you're doing a commercial search, I'm in and I believe in affiliates. And let me really make this point. BAG is a network for vendors. Now, except for the BPOs and the title searches where I am considered the client with those vendors, JD is a vendor, JD Bates is a vendor of a BAG. And what I do is all of the other services that you'll see listed all through the website, property preservation, the lenders, an RMLO, a full title company, title curative work, assignments and recordings, storage, servicing, self-directed IRAs, tax attorneys, nationwide realtor network, attorney network, skip tracing. We're in the process of finishing up the new website where we can also create an LLC. We can do credit repair. All these vendors that I've just mentioned off, what I've done is go to them and say, I don't want to be on your 401k plan. I don't want to be part of your major medical and dental. All I want to do is be able to bring you people that chances you never, ever would have heard of. Because when you need one of those services, other than the BPO and the title search, I put you directly in touch with whoever that vendor happens to be. You're able to deal with them one-on-one. And when the job is done, you pay that vendor. You don't pay me. One of the other services, and we went through it, that I'm really, really proud of, and Scott has utilized it before, is the investor-friendly realtor network. That's where the agents, and there's a little over 100 agents in the network right now. And I call them investor-friendly because they not only can list, sell, and property manage for you. If you're in California and the property's in Alabama, they can help you, as I said, list, sell, and property manage, but they can also change your door locks. They can clean that empty house out. They can winterize it. They can cut the grass. They can even rehab it. So the goal is, and as this network grows, hopefully there's going to be some realtors in here that want to get into investing that could be part of the BAG network. So all you have to do is contact me and I put you directly in touch with that realtor. So you don't have to go through the internet and go through a couple of hundred realtors to find somebody to work with. So basically, this is the whole concept of what BAG is. As I said, we kicked this off in Dallas in 2018. We went live in 2019, and we're pushing right at 5,000 individual orders throughout and that's just BPOs and title searches. That's not counting the hundreds of referrals that BAG does to the different vendors in the network. That's about it, bud.
5,000 orders. That's freaking awesome there for you. Great to see you. Definitely Jill will be in touch there for you. But yeah, I got 5,000 BPO and title. Now you're also doing a couple big things with we were talking earlier about, you've got some big BPOs or title reports you're doing for a couple banks and some tapes or some tapes of assets, aren't you right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm working on several large pools right now with the BPOs and the title searches. And one of the other things that I'm really excited about, right there where you see the two hands clasping the REO and notes, if you'll open up that, Scott, what I do with this is ask everybody to go in and register. And I might mention there is no cost to be utilizing the BAG network.
Yep.
This little form is, you give me your company information. You let me know if you're a buyer or a seller. If you want a note, for instance, you check off performing, non-performing, contract for deed, residential, commercial, if you're bulk or individual, and then what states do you want to invest in? So for instance, if you are a buyer and you want a non-performing note and you want it to be in the state of Idaho, and one of the multiple sellers that work with BAG has a note in Idaho they want to sell, I simply put you directly with that seller. I don't get in the middle of pricing, tell you what color house it is, any of that, because I want you to be dealing directly with the seller.
Now you do that too with all the other vendors that are on there, except for the BPO and the title work, because that's your bulk discount stuff. And then the cost
Correct.
for all the stuff is not anymore. There's not a fee on top of what they would normally be paying to pull their own title or OD. You basically are the Sam's passing the discount out to the Walmarters out there for the most part.
Correct. Because if you have an individual note, I'm basically at a bulk price because I do so much volume with those two entities.
Yeah. And then you've got an affiliate relationship with the other vendors that they pay you back, but it's not an additional aspect of anything out there for
Correct.
us. So you either put people together or you manage it, especially on the BPO and the title searches. You're actually managing that and helping people with that on a step-by-step basis, external BPO, external appraisal too. You want to hear if something's taking long. That's why you're so active with that. Correct, Dickie?
Absolute. Because if I tell somebody that it's a 3 to 5 day turnaround and I'm hitting the 8th day, I'm all over that vendor.
Yeah, you're fuming at that point. You're not just all over it. You're fuming.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen.
Exactly. It doesn't happen. So I'll tell you this. I love them. You, like you said, 5,000 orders. I know 99.9% of our students in our past, stuff like that, use you not only for the note side, but for the real estate side, the services, because we're all pulling BPOs. And he's like, Jill was mentioned, she's doing land and pulling BPOs and stuff like that on a daily basis. So, and you do the residential commercial stuff.
Correct.
Out there for you.
And you can use one of the services or you can use a multiple of the services.
Yeah. And there's no cost to join it and use it besides your normal cost to do. There's no membership fee. There's no monthly aspect of that, guys and gals. This is, I mean, that's what's so beautiful about what we love with you is that you're just connecting people, man.
And one of the other things that has really taken off, and a lot of folks need this, is door knocking.
Yes.
Because of COVID and so much going on, we typically do not have the vendors that I do this with. These are trained individuals that will actually go up to the door as compared to an agent that typically will not step foot on a property because they don't want to get shot. But these we call them door knockers. If you need documents delivered, we can, if you want to do an introduction to the occupant or show them that you actually own the property or whatever it happens to be, I can do a 1 visit or a 3 visit. And the reason for the 3 visit is if you really want to try and get a hold of the occupant, they're not there the first time, they'll come back a second time, not there a second time, they'll come back a third time, and then leave a sealed envelope on the door with whatever documents you give me in the form of a PDF.
That's a beautiful thing, especially with eviction notices, people on real estate across the country or deliver. I mean, door knocking is one of the things just to see people if it's occupied, if you're not a state investor in a lot of cases. Somebody lived there and moved on. That's a huge thing. We use it
or if it was supposed to have been vacant and there's squatters in there. I mean, these are the kind of things that you need to know. That's why one bag for all your real estate services.
Exactly. I love it. Questions for Dickie, everybody. For those out there, if you've used Dickie before, give a shout out there for it. And some people have, like I have, and Catherine has had done your the values for those 2 Florida assets. You're doing this, and you've got vendors basically in all states. Is that correct?
Yes, nationwide.
Yeah.
Even doing some stuff in Hawaii.
Well, that's a state there, you know.
Well, how about Puerto Rico?
Well, you doing stuff in Puerto Rico?
Yes, limited because it's a tough place.
Yeah.
But with the right information, we can do title work as well as some valuations.
Yeah, exactly. No, the Puerto Rico can be a mess.
Yes.
There for stuff there, definitely, because the way that it's all set up, and then of course the mountains and the cities and stuff like that too for you. I wouldn't say they're going to get shot at there doing a door knocking or have somebody out there, but I have been shot at before in a couple of rougher areas, but that's not the norm for the most
That's
part.
true.
That's true. Now in Texas, we can all just carry. You know what I mean?
That's legal now.
It's legal now, exactly. So Catherine says Dickie is a rock star. Exactly for you. So
Thank you, Catherine.
appreciate it. Guys, questions, comments, concerns. Some of you guys are in Indiana talking about that. John, we mentioned that. People are in LA. People are investing in Ohio, Michigan, Florida, Arizona, Washington State. Dickie can do it all for you there for you. Perfect, Dickie. Yeah, you dropped your website URL. You always encourage people to pick up the phone and give you a phone call as well, right, Dickie?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, that's good stuff there, Dickie. Thank you for coming on the US REI Network tonight and sharing and being such a valuable resource.
I'm really excited about being part of this group. We all need team members and building a team, and that's what BAG is all about, is being part of your team.
Exactly. Adding that person where you can pick up the phone and call. And Dickie's one of those guys, ladies and gentlemen. I know people can pick up the phone and call him. Hey, or to call me, I was like, I don't know, call Dickie. Dickie probably's got somebody there that we can reach out to if I don't know somebody. So go do that. And that's why Baldwin Advisory Group is one of the trusted vendors here for the US REI network across the country for you, ladies and gentlemen. So Dickie, thank you so much. Celebration. What's on tap for the celebration, man?
I don't know. What are you going to give me?
I figured I'd send you some scotch. Yeah, some single malt there for you. There we go for you. Good stuff there. Well, thanks, Dickie. Appreciate coming on, man.
Guys, everybody have a great evening.
Will do. All right, everybody. Well, hey, we are coming up with just a few minutes left. What I will do is for those of you that are hanging around, thank you so much for being on here tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us, sharing who you are. Absolutely love the feedback for you. Great to see everybody. Hey, Aaron, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you here. Welcome to a whole new party. Yeah, exactly. Glad to have you here as well. We're going to have you on a later time as well, too. But anyway, everybody, we've got such great stuff. I'll send a replay link of what I discussed about ERA and then NAF to you guys to talk about Monday night. That way you can get to enjoying your dinner with everybody. But thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Thanks for just being and playing full out. Once again, if you know of somebody that you would add value or would find this valuable, no matter where they're at in the country, the United States, if they're investing in the United States, hey, we'd love to have them. So feel free. Make sure, once again, to go over and join the Meetup group, the LinkedIn group, and the Facebook group if you're on those three platforms for you. We'll send an email out for those registered with a link to those as well. But once again, we hope to see you next Monday night. And I just wanted to give a quick reminder out there. Next Monday night, we're really excited about our special guest. You heard from her husband tonight. He mentioned a little bit there out in North Carolina, but we're really excited to help. Hang on here. Nope, we're not covering that. We already went through that. Excuse me 1 second here. My slides are all acting kind of funky tonight. There we go. We're looking forward to having Sharon Restrepo join us on Monday night. I'm not saying on Monday night, next Wednesday night for the next USREInetwork.com here for you. She'll be talking about how she and her team are helping investors from all across the country how to master the art of wholesale and real estate in or outside of your own market. And I've known Sharon and Juan for a couple of years now, and they have just got a big heart and do an amazing job. And you can hear they walk the talk, they talk it, they walk it, and they just got a big heart for helping people find success. As you may have heard Juan say, they own and operated a real estate investment club association down in West Palm Beach for over a dozen years, and just to do a great job. So looking forward to having Sharon on her speaking about the power of wholesaling and how her and her team does it. And I guarantee you guys will love what she has to share. So look forward to seeing you guys all next Wednesday night. Have a great Labor Day weekend as well. We do have a couple things going on. If you're a note investor looking for more information, we are running a half off sale right now, 50% off note weekend and half off on our 3-day virtual note buying workshop. So our 1-day workshop that we host the third Saturday of the month, or our 3-day note buying workshop that we host later on in October, actually October 8th to the 10th. You can find out that information by going to weclosenotes.com, clicking on our training those two things, the discounts automatically applied at checkout. But otherwise, thank you again so much for coming out, being a part of the kickoff event for the US REI network. And we look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye, everybody. Enjoy your week. Happy Labor Day. Be safe, happy, and have some fun. And make sure you guys relax and make it a good one. Bye. See y'all later, everybody. Bye.